Well, in just 10 days' time, the Dunedin City Council will sit to map the city's finances for another year. The council oversees a budget worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and its decisions affect all city residents. The chairman of the Dunedin Ratepayers and Householders Association says this year those decisions need to be heavy on saving and light on spending. Lyndon Weggery joins us this evening. Good evening.
Rebecca.
Lyndon, tell us, where do you think the council's finances stand in 2013?
Delicate, I think, to put it mildly. Where our credit card has been maxed out, the bank manager's ringing us up and trying to call them the loan, so to speak. So council will have a real challenge this year to balance that budget.
Now, the council has already signalled that it is tightening its belt. It's reducing rates increases. Do you think it's doing enough?
That is a very good encouraging sign for us, and as we said in our article a couple of days ago in the Otago Daily Times, if they hold to their promise to keep rates increased no more than 4% and work back from there, then I think we're going to achieve something in the city.
Now, you say that the city should not support an events fund for the stadium. Why do you say that?
We say that because every ratepayer is conscious that we are paying off the loan for the stadium. That's our portion of it. And also the council last year decided to subsidise events or community use of the stadium by $750,000 a year. We think that's enough. And if people who stand to benefit from commercial events, particularly in the city, then we think that they're the ones who should put their money where their mouth is and fund an events fund that will help create further business opportunities. We think that they're the ones who directly benefit. We believe that they should pay.
Now, you've also criticised the situation where Toitu, the Otago Settlers Museum, is free, yet next door at the Chinese Garden it's not. What would you like to see happen there?
We've given a lot of thought to that, and there is a lot of suggestion floating around about the lack of people going to Chinese Garden, and it may be that council could look at dropping the admission fee. It's $9 at the moment for Chinese Garden, and so encouraging numbers to go up. As people go to the Toitu Settlers Museum, they can also be directed to the Chinese Garden, both free. But obviously, if the numbers go up with the free admission, then the revenue goes down. Therefore, it presents another set of problems, which is obviously balancing the budget, setting the Chinese Gardens perhaps in tandem with the Settlers Museum on a tight joint operating budget. I believe that there are savings to be made in share costs.
Now, the city now has facilities, upgraded ones, like the Regent Theatre. We've got a new stadium. We're soon to have a newly upgraded town hall and Dunedin Centre. But you've argued quite strongly against capital spending. Would you have preferred the council not to have upgraded those facilities?
In hindsight, it would be easy to say, on behalf of the ratepayers, that we could have perhaps spread out the capital projects a lot better. Then we perhaps wouldn't be in so much gross debt as we are at the moment. But now we have them, the challenge is to use them, and now we have them also. I believe the challenge is for us to be able to make them pay within reason, but also, like David Longy way back in the 80s, have a cup of tea, break. I believe that the present generation of ratepayers have actually forked out a lot of money, enough money, for good facilities. It's time for a spell.
Is the Ratepayers Association planning on getting involved in the annual plan hearing process this year?
Yes, we are. Like last year, we'll certainly be there making representations on behalf of ratepayers, and we also intend to zero in on various activities of interest to us as ratepayers and various public forums that come up from month to month.
Any big plans for the association this year?
Being election year, obviously there'll be a big build-up. We've got an AGM coming up, executive meetings. We will be convening a public meeting as part of the annual plan process. We do that in conjunction with the City Council. The Mayor comes, the Chief Executive comes, and the councillors come. We had a good one last year, so that'll be a good turnout for us again, we trust, this year.
How are membership numbers?
Very good, but having said that, we have a hardcore of activists, and our constitution requires us to represent everybody in the city unless they choose to approach us personally and opt out. So we still, with honesty, say that we try and faithfully represent all of the city's ratepayers.
Chairman of the Dunedin Ratepayers and Householders Association, Lyndon Weggery, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you, Rebecca.